one question about the cast, The West Wing. Lots of people said, what a group working together, how wonderful they all were. How did it work?
You know, it was a perfect storm of good luck, I think. You know, that whole experience, West Wing, everyone was talking about how political shows don't work. You know, there were all kinds of other ideas for the president until Martin Sheen ended up working out. I think without Martin, it's another show altogether. So that was a stroke of luck. It was very lucky for me that Tommy Schlamme and Aaron Sorkin were running that show because, well, it's too long a story, but NBC had no desire to hire me at that point in time.
Why?
A year before, I didn't show up for a test that they had, you know, they caved to my agent's demands for the price. I was getting offered all these test deals and not showing up to the tests because I realized I didn't want to do television. And at the last minute, I just wouldn't show up. And it infuriated NBC, and they were like, you know, well, we'll never hire him if he doesn't show up. And I was like, I'm not showing up. I don't want to I'm just not. Sorry. And so the next year, when this came around, Tommy took me out after one of the rounds of auditions and he said, well, you're going to come to the test at NBC. And I said, well, just so you know, I might not show up.
I might not show up.
And Tommy goes, yes, I've heard that. And he goes, well, I hope you do. And I said, well, also, just so you know, if I do show up, I might be really bad. And he said, yes, I've heard that too. But because the test deal experience is just dreadful. You're sitting there, you know, auditioning for a bunch of people in suits who sell soap for a living. And, you know, no disrespect, but, you know, that's really what their job is. Their job is not to evaluate talent. Their job is to evaluate what talent will sell advertising for them. And I know I'm not at the top of that list. So it's always been a fight whenever I've gotten a network show.
So you got past it.
I showed up, yeah, mostly because Tommy was so sweet. You know, he put his hand on my shoulder and said, I really hope you show up. And it was this feeling of, you know, there was Tommy Schlamme has since become a very important figure in my life. He's a mentor, he's a confidant, and and that moment was part of the development of that relationship.
Okay, so just before the audition,
yeah,
did you think, I'm not going?
It's moment to moment. It's one of the great things that my wife Sheila Kelly has given to us both. Is just we do this moment to moment thing where, because she's terrified with auditions, not terrified, but just it creates dread in her. And so we do this thing where we'll get in the car, we'll work on the audition, we'll get in the car. We still don't have to go in. There's no law, there's no gun to our head. We go to the thing, we go park, we go to the door, we sign in. We still don't have to. We go into the door to start. We can still leave. So that's what I do moment to moment. That's how I did. Do you have to go? Go. I see your arm.
You know
coming
what?
up.
I'm glad.
What?
I'm glad that you came here this morning.
Oh, thank you. I am
So
as well.
glad.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, and great to talk with you.